I'm back. What is going on? It's part two of What's the 411 today. We are doubling up. We are good to go. It is the first Monday in February and we are ready. Okay, we're just smashing it out today. You guys, if you did not see the live that just happened a couple of minutes ago, we just ended it with Amran from the Yellow Room. You need to head over and watch that live. It was phenomenal. Okay, but before we jump into this one, we gotta give credit where credit is due. Okay, guys, I just want to shed some love and some light on these gorgeous, personalized bears that I got made, of course, by Chris, okay, from KSM Elegance. She is awesome, and she just made these personalized bears for my daughters. Aren't these lovely? You guys just can't see the beauty. And this one has a tutu, okay? I am just like, oh my gosh, like flabbergasted with the way it turned out. It was just beautiful, awesome. Okay, so I am excited. I am just pumped. I'm excited. You know what I mean? I have the lovely Sasha in the building. Get right in the conversation, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk all about it. What is going on, girl?
Oh my gosh. I almost forgot I had this today. I
It's a
was
good
at
thing. I'm like,
work
let
and
me
I'm
just send
like,
you a quick message.
I was at work and I'm like, do I have anything to do this evening? Oh,
How
oh,
are
I needed the
you?
break though. I'm good. I needed the break though from work because it's been a long day. Like I got to the point where I'm
Mhm.
like, you know what? I'm just gonna be here until the end of the night. It's fine. So I
Are you
came
guys
to
busy?
we're busy because well I have two jobs. So I have my
Okay.
full-time job, then I have the shop. But we're busy at my other job because I'm only working like 2.5 days a week. So
Okay.
I'm busy because of that reason. So yeah,
I see. I
it's
see.
hard to get stuff done when you're not in the office to get stuff done. So
100%.
yeah. I'm trying to fix my
100%.
camera here.
That's okay. Do
So it's
your
not there
thing,
we go.
girl.
There we go. That's
Yes.
better.
All
But man, I'm
right.
so glad I
So,
didn't miss it. Like I needed the break from work too. So yeah.
oh man, geez, I'm glad. I'm glad we didn't miss you. But you got to
Yeah.
introduce yourself. You got to tell us who you are and all of the phenomenal things that you are out here doing.
Well, okay. My name's Sasha. I'm the owner of Bliss Skateboard Shop, and we're one of two black-owned skate shops in all of Canada. Um, I'm taking the title and saying that I'm the first black woman to own a skateboard shop in Canada. So if anyone
Mm.
has other information on that, bring it to me. That's fine. I'm just gonna own it right now. I have two sons, so I'm a mother, and I work full time with the Canadian Armed Forces. So yeah, I got a lot going on. I got a lot going on. There's been a lot happening, but that hasn't just been me. It's been a lot of background work too. Like I can't take the full credit for it, you know. There's been a lot of hands in the background that have helped out to make things happen. So I'm grateful. I'm very grateful for everything that has been going on with the shop. Like it hasn't even been a year and there's been so much that's going on.
Wow. So talk to us about it. Like, how did you decide to open the shop up? Like, how did that come about?
So I was talking to one of my friends, one of my skateboarding friends in Jamaica, and we were kind of bouncing the idea back and forth. And then I talked to someone else and he asked me, he said, "Is there a skate shop in Windsor?" And I thought about it for a second. I'm like, no, Windsor doesn't have a skateboard shop yet. And so then I just started dabbling with the idea. I'm like, let me see how much it would cost. Because when you start to get ideas to do something, you're like, let me see how much this would, let me break it down. So I'm breaking it down and I said, well, I can't really do this unless I have actual numbers. So let me see how much spaces are going for. And I go on Kijiji and I find this space and it was owned by Low End Co. and they do vintage clothing and they're doing great right now. So they kind of blessed the spot before I got here. And so it's in a great neighborhood. I'm the first person after 25 they posted the ad. I seen it 25 minutes after they posted it. So I must have been the first person to find the ad. And I come here, talk to the owner. He goes, "Is there a skate shop in Windsor?" I said, "No." He's like, "Man, that's gonna be really cool." Yeah. So talk to the I talked to the owner of Low End, then I talked to the owner of the space, and he liked me, and I'm like, I guess I own a skate shop. I signed the lease, and I said, I guess I own a skate shop now. And this was before I even had the business license, the GST number, I had no idea. I just looked at it like, well, I own it now, so I got to figure out what to do. I definitely put the cart before the horse. That's for sure.
Well, it worked out. Worked
Yeah,
out,
it's
right?
been awesome. It's been really good.
Wow, wow, that's phenomenal. So talk to us about like how you fell in love with skateboarding. Like, where did this passion come from?
You know what? I started skateboarding when I was like 13, and I remember my best friend, her brother came home one day and he's like, guys, I found a skateboard and there's no grip tape on the top of the board. Like, I don't know where he got this thing from, but we're all trying it or whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool. A few years later, I move into Alton, which is like kind of close to Caledon, Orangeville area. And I'm there. We're the only black family in the neighborhood, and I see these kids down the street skateboarding. I'm like, shoot, I want to make some friends. Let me try to do this. So I start skateboarding, and I don't remember ever like falling really hard. Like I just remember just skating and just being able to do it. And
Yeah.
so like it started from there, but my passion wasn't in it from there. Like I wanted to skate, like I knew I wanted to skate, and I skated from 13 up until 19 because I ended up getting into a bad accident when I was skateboarding. Dislocated my ankle, shattered my tibia, broke a bone in my foot. I had two medical screws in my ankle, and so that put me out for a while. So like I knew I liked skateboarding and I had a love for it, but the passion, I don't feel like the passion was there yet. It wasn't there
Mhm.
until I didn't realize it until about almost 6 years ago now, because it was when my son was born. So my son was born, and I'm taking care of my son every day. I'm sure mothers know, parents know. You got a newborn, you got to take care of them every day. So I'm taking care of my son every day, and I told my husband, my ex-husband, I said, can you watch the baby for one night? Like, I want to go to Modern Skate Park, which is in Michigan. I want to go to Fossil Night. Actually, it wasn't
Yeah.
Fossil Night. It was a girls' skate. It was all girls skate. At the park because they used to do that. So he said, yeah. So I went, get back on my board. First time being on my board, like actually going to the skate park in over like years. I get on my board. I'm like, oh my gosh, like why did I ever stop? Why did I ever stop skating? Like I don't know why I stopped skateboarding. And from then I just kept doing it. And the shop was really like a thing where I was bored on the weekends. So I was like, I need something to do. Yeah, I can open a skate shop and run it on the weekends. And that's how it was. Like, that's how I was like, all right, cool. I can do this on the weekends or like after work is done. That's how the shop came about. But yeah, the passion didn't come until like I had my first son. And I didn't realize that I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't feeding into my own hobbies as much as I should. And the passion has just grown more now that I have the shop. So it's great. Yeah, it's really great.
Mhm. Wow. So you just put me on some game. You talked about grip tape on your skateboard and just like, I don't know, because I remember when I was young, my cousin used to love to skateboard, okay? And he would
Mm.
come over with the skateboard all the time. And I remember like getting on that skateboard and just flipping and busting my tail on that thing. And I was like, I'm not getting back on that. I'm not getting back on. And even
Yeah.
now my son has one and he has it and it's his dad's and it's big. So it's way too big for him. And he's always like, Mom, let's go skateboarding. I'm just like, you go on that thing. I ain't even try to get on that thing again. But like,
Yeah.
what are some things that we need to know about skateboarding?
It's hard. Skateboarding is not easy, yo. Like I'm not even gonna BS anybody. Like it's not easy, but it is
Hmm.
fun and it builds a lot of self-confidence and it's a you versus you sport. Like it's not, you don't need the rest of your team. It's not you going out there and you need other people to skate with you. It it makes it better when you have friends, but it's a you versus you thing and it's always you challenging yourself and it's not easy. It gets
Yeah.
easier, but it's hard because there's always other levels that you can get to, and then there's different types of skateboarding. So you can do freestyle skating where you're not on obstacles and stuff, you're just flipping the board around. You can do longboarding where you're cruising around, and then you could do longboard dancing where you're literally cruising and dancing on the longboard at the same time. You can do downhill longboarding where you see those guys with the helmets on and they're just zooming like this. Like there's all kinds of skateboarding out there for everybody, but it's not easy. I'm not gonna lie to people. It takes time. It takes a lot of time to do it, to learn it. And that's a lot of things that
Mhm.
like people get on it and they fall. They're like, nope, it's not for me. That's fine. It probably isn't for you. But the people who get back on it, they're like, all right, let me just try this again. Let me try this again.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know. I got this. I got this. That's what it's about. You're falling all the time. You're gonna fall probably like 80% of the time. You just gotta get back up and keep going. Right? So
Wow, that's crazy. So how important is this shop right now? Like you are the one and only black female out here in Canada, the whole of Canada, you know? I am sure like this is huge. So like how important is this?
it's crazy to me because I never looked at it that way. Like I'm just like, I'm just opening up a skateboard shop. Like we need it. I'm opening it. Like I never looked at it like how much it's been helping the community because I've had so many people are like, we really needed this in Windsor. Like we needed something to bring the skate community together. Like we needed this. You're an inspiration. And I just never expected that when I opened the shop. I was more just like, I'm not really doing it for the money. I'm doing it because it'd be dope to have a skate shop in Windsor. Like that's why I'm opening the shop. But I never thought like in Canada it'd be the only one. I never thought that I'd be the only black woman. But it's I don't know, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope to have that position. And then I feel like being in this position that I am for other young black girls that are looking at the skate shop, like I don't know, for like skateboarding is a mostly white male dominant sport for the most part. It's definitely becoming more multicultural, but I feel like if I was on the outside looking in, I would appreciate it and be like, okay, that's dope. I can do this, and there's someone else who's doing it too. You know, it's like when you feel like you're an outsider, but then you see someone who looks like you, they're doing the same thing, and it kind of gives you confirmation, like, all right, I got this now. Like, I don't know, just on that's how I would look at it. But I think we've touched just a lot of different people around the world, and like it's been good. I don't know. I think other people would have to tell you. It's hard for me to say. Like I have to get other people to say how inspirational it's been to them.
Yes. And then so you mentioned touching people across the world, like, and you also mentioned having a friend in Jamaica who skates as well. Like, how are you making these connections? Or is like the skate world just connected?
So it, I guess it kind of is, but it isn't. It's
Yeah.
weird. Like Instagram and social media has definitely made those connections easier. But with my friends in Jamaica, actually, this was before the shop. This was 2019, summer of 2019. I started talking to uh Mario, what's it? Mario Notice, and he skates for the Jamaica Skateboard Federation. And so he is a prospect for the Jamaica skateboarding Olympic team. And so I was talking to him, and then he kind of put me into the group chat with all these other guys who skate in Jamaica, and I just kind of like became family. Like I've just been talking to them so much that when I went to Jamaica, it wasn't even like we didn't know. It was like we knew each other from time. Like we were talking to each other from time, and I only been talking to these guys for a couple of months. This is 2019. And
Yeah.
so from there, I kind of had that connection. I went down there. We did a huge competition. I had two carry-on bags with just stuff to give away to the skaters out there. And then from there, the connection kind of grew because I kind of got linked to my girl Jade in Barbados, and then Chris over in Trinidad, and I have people in Uganda and in South Africa too. I've made friends in Mexico. Like it's just crazy how international Bliss is becoming, and I want to keep doing that so that we're just known around the world. And that's why my Instagram says Windsor Skate Shop known internationally because we have followers from all over. So that's how the connection kind of worked. And you just have to put yourself out there, you know, you put yourself out there, you be friendly to people, and then you start to get connected with other people. So skateboarding is like a small big community. A lot of people say, oh, do people really skate anymore? I feel like it's kind of an underground thing. Like unless you're in it, you don't really know just yet how big it actually is.
Right. Right, yeah, because I definitely was inspired when I started following you a while ago. I don't even know why what like came up on my feed, but I was just like, oh, this is interesting. And I was following you for a little while, and then I was just like what? No, this is the only black girl. Oh, just need. I'm like, no, I need to talk to this girl and see what's going on here. Like, yeah, because I'm like, this is definitely amazing.
Thank
First off,
you.
and then to be known internationally and have those connections, like, wow, that's awesome. Very, very, very awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to when it grows. Like I know it's growing, and I'm being patient, and I'm very thankful for all the followers that we have, and like it's just dope. I don't know, it's cool. And our skate team has been getting a lot of love too. Like one of my skaters from Toronto, his name's Nathaniel Dean. He's been in the news with me. Like they'll play a clip of me skating, then they'll play like one of his clips. So, you know, he's been in there, he's been on magazine covers and in magazines because of the shop. And like, and he skates really well. Like, I'm not taking that away from him at all, but there's just been so much happening. And yeah, I just hope that the followers keep coming from all over the world. You know, it's been great.
That's awesome. So where does the name Blisk 8 shop? Am I saying it right?
Bliss
Where
Skate
did it
Shop.
come from?
Yeah, like skate is just like the SK8 is just like a short form of like of skate. Like it's just
Okay.
easier to pronounce or it's easier to write out.
Yeah.
I never came up with the name Bliss. Mario actually came up with Bliss. I never take credit for it because I'm like, I didn't even come up with that. I'm not taking credit for it. It's not my idea. I didn't even like it at first. He's like, call it Bliss. I'm like, nah. He's like, no, trust me. I'm like, all right, because I trust his judgment. You know, I'm like, all right, because he slept on it too. It's not like he just thought about it. He's like, I'm gonna sleep on it. I'm gonna tell you what it is, what I come up with tomorrow. So he came up with the
Mhm.
name, and it's good. Like it's easy. Like I think everybody can remember it, and it's I don't
Yeah.
know, it just makes sense. It's chill. It's easy to remember. It's unisex. Like it's good.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And then so like what is in the shop? You can get your board there. Like what else do you guys have over there?
We have everything for skateboards, so grip tape, deck, trucks, wheels, bearings, all that stuff. Safety gear, shoes. I'm starting to get some different shoes in the shop. Clothing, we got t-shirts, we got hoodies, couple hoodies, things like that. And I always try to keep a lot of Canadian products in the shop too. So I have like 66 Thieves, which is a clothing brand from where are they from? From Pickering. I have Hoot and Blow, which is a clothing brand from Calgary, Alberta. I have Comic Con skateboards, which is from Hamilton. And I try to keep a lot of products like that. North side of the map, they're from Toronto. So I try to keep Canadian products in the shop too. And also black owned businesses as well. So like north side of the map's black owned, Skate Bomb, which is wax, they're black owned. Just I try to keep, you know, Canadian businesses, black owned businesses in the shop, even though I know skateboarding is dominated by a lot of bigger companies. We're a small skate shop, but I also want to still put the smaller companies out there, you know? So yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And then so like if I needed my skateboard repaired, could you guys hook me up?
Yeah, most of the time I do because a lot of times like people need like a new part or something. I have had people come in
Mhm.
throughout all last summer like, oh man, I don't know what this needs. I think I need a whole new skateboard. I'm like, you don't need a new skateboard. Come here, bring me the board. Bring it to me. Oh, you just need this and that. You're fine. And they're like, oh, all right, cool. I really thought I'd have to buy a new one because some people are out of the game for so long. That's the story I hear. People are like, I haven't skated in like 6 years and it's been so long. I just
Mhm.
gotta get a new setup and blah 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 blah. I love hearing it because I'm like, I've been there. That was me.
Yeah.
I was there. So I love hearing that story from people when they come in.
Awesome, awesome. So what's next? What is coming up for Bliss Skate Shop?
Um, we have some new hoodies dropping for Black History Month that I'm still working on because
Okay.
I just been busy. I just been busy.
Yeah.
So we got those coming. But what we're currently working on right now is our Build a Board program. So if anyone's in the
Oh,
Windsor area and they have used skateboard parts or used skateboards, they can let me know on Instagram. And because of COVID right now, I don't want, you know, people are supposed to stay home. So I do zero contact. You know, you just tell me that, hey, I left this part here and I'll come pick it up as long as you're in Windsor. We're doing that. And we're also doing what's called Boards in the Hood. And so that is where we're pretty much trying to give underprivileged youth brand new skateboards. We're raising money to give them new skateboards because everybody should skate. Like it's fun.
yeah.
And I think that skateboarding has definitely helped a lot of people within the skateboarding community. There's some people who even say skateboarding saved my life. If it wasn't for skateboarding, I don't know where I'd be. So I think just even a free little toy like that to a kid could make a world of a difference. So we're doing build a board, collecting used skateboards to build boards and give to the youth, and then also Boards in the Hood where we're collecting donations and funding to just build brand new skateboards and give them out too. Those are the biggest things that we're working on right now.
Mm-mm. And then so how young can you get on a skateboard and start?
Oh man, I've seen kids as old as 2 start skateboarding. Yeah,
Wow.
I've seen kids. When my son was younger, he got to the point where he was only about 2, and I take him to the park, and he got to the point where he would stand up and balance by himself. But I think it really just depends on the child. He had no fear, but now he's scared to Now he's scared to stand on it. He's 5 now. He doesn't want to stand on the board. He'd rather sit down. So I've
Oh
seen kids
God.
as young as 2, like ripping just in a bowl or just going anywhere. Yeah, as young as 2 years old. As long as they're determined to do it, they can definitely do it for sure. And their skateboarding has no age limit. I've seen as young as 2, as old as 80 skateboarding. So there's no age limit to
Wow.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And then so I guess like there's different sizes then for those age brackets, right?
Not
Yeah.
necessarily age brackets, but
Oh,
more like the statue of the person. So like
oh,
for a younger kid, obviously you want them to have a smaller board because the board's probably going to be the same size as them. You don't want that. You want them to have a smaller board. But I've seen kids who were like 10 years old who were really short. So I'm not going to recommend a huge board. And then I've seen kids who are really tall, and it's like, okay, you're gonna need a bigger skateboard. But as you get more into it, that size doesn't even really matter. It's like more the preference of the skater. Like one of my team riders, he's a little bit shorter than me, and he skates a small board. And then my
mhm.
team manager is taller than me, and he skates the same size board as my other team rider. They both skate a
Wow.
size 8, but I skate a size 8.38. Like it's up to the skater what you feel comfortable with. It's not. It doesn't matter how big or tall you are, how big or small your feet are. That doesn't really matter. When you're younger, like 2, okay, yes, you want a small board, but after that, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And then what motivates you? You are super motivated. You're out here doing all of this great stuff. How do you keep it going with 2 kids and you're in the Canadian Armed Forces? Like, geez.
Yeah, I think I would say my kids motivate me a little bit because I like taking them out to skate. I have to give love to my ex-husband as well because he takes them sometimes, and then I get the freedom to do what I have to do for the business as well. And everyone who's like showing love for the shop, like that's my motivation too. Like we do what's called What Trick Wednesdays. So I have some dice, and they have
Yeah.
different tricks on the dice. So I roll them, and it's like whatever trick comes up, I'll be like, all right, send in your clips, and people send their clips in, and like that's the kind of thing that keeps me going, that keeps the shop going. So like that's what motivates me. It's all the love from everybody in the community just coming together that wants to see the shop just keep thriving and doing what we're doing.
Wow. All right. Well, I definitely want to hear about skating as a profession because you talked a bit about it, but like I didn't realize that it could be such an awesome, well, it's probably huge fun, but like you could also do this for your whole life. So talk
Yeah,
about it.
it's I don't like. I think when I was younger, I wanted to go pro. I think every kid that's ever stepped on a skateboard and did an ollie was like, "I'm going pro. That's it. I'm gonna go pro." And then you
Yeah.
get to the point where you're like, "Okay, I'm not gonna go pro, but I'm gonna do some stuff." So I mean, it's awesome. There's a lot of skateboarders out there who have gone who are professionals. Like everybody knows Tony Hawk. If you don't know Tony
Mhm.
Hawk, then I mean I don't know where you've been, but
Mhm.
that's a name that I can throw there that's universal that everybody knows Tony Hawk. And yeah, I mean skateboarding is in the Olympics now. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
it wasn't for COVID, it would have been in the Olympics. Like that's huge. Yeah, we had the X Games, but to be in the Olympics, like that's professionalism. And
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, though, it comes down to how you see yourself skateboarding because there's a lot of people who have the skill and talent and who are really, really good at skating, but they're not considered pro. And
Mhm.
and some people don't want that classification. They don't want to be considered pro, and some people do. So I think it's almost like with a lot of other things, it comes down to kind of who you know, what you know, and how, not necessarily how well you do it, because there's a lot of people who skate really well and who are not at that pro status. So it's how you label yourself. Do you see yourself as being professional at what you do? Then absolutely. Then absolutely you're pro, right? So um I think that's great. But the thing is, it's like skateboarding is a physical sport, right? So you're not going to be able to do it forever. Of course, you can do it for as long as you can, but you got to find something else that's going to help go with it, whether it's uh, teaching lessons or starting a skateboarding brand or something else that's going to go with it, that's going to carry on with the career that you're trying to do, because you can't do it forever. Look at the football players, the basketball players, the tennis. you can't do those things forever, right? So you have to have something else with it. But it's fun. I mean, Tony Hawk's still out there skateboarding. One of my friends on the team, he was in Michigan and he dropped in on the 13-foot vert ramp, and Kevin's what, 43, I think, 45. And I've never dropped in on that ramp, and he dropped in on it. I'm so proud of him. Like, so
Wow.
you gotta, you know what I mean? Like, you can skate forever, but make sure you have that backup plan, you know? And if you want to go pro, like, absolutely push yourself to it, but don't let anyone tell you that you're not. Don't let anyone tell you that you've reached it. It's always in the mind, right? If you want to say you're pro, you're pro. So yeah, that's
100%.
that's what I have to say about that.
Jeez. Okay. All right. Well, is there like a motivational quote or anything that um, you kind of go by? It's something that you really resonate with?
Um, kind of not really. I've been listening to a lot of motivational speeches recently. The one that stuck with me the most was this one. I forget who the guy's name was who was saying it, but the main point was follow your heart. And the
Yeah.
reason, I know people say that all the time, right? But
Yeah.
he was saying, you know why? Your heart is actually developed before your brain develops. And I was like, wow. I was like, yo, your heart actually starts beating before your brain develops. So when you feel something in your heart and it feels right to you, it probably is right to you, and you should go with that, because that's when the good things start to happen. You know what I mean? And when you go against it, you're like, oh man, I should have
Yeah.
listened the first time, right? So that's
Yeah.
my thing. Follow your heart, because your heart was beating before your brain was, and your heart knows for sure. So follow your
That
heart.
is deep.
Yeah.
That's definitely deep. Well,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Well, tell us where we can, support you. We could send some funds to help build, these skateboards, to help, give out new skateboards to the hood. What can we do to support you? Let us know where we can reach you.
So you can hit me up on Instagram, Bliss Skate Shop, Bliss SK8, number 8 shop on Instagram. And then in terms of boards in the hood, my really good friend Jeff, his Instagram is the with two E's dot uncle dot Jeff, the Uncle Jeff. So he's kind of headhunting the boards in the hood right now for that. If you're in Windsor or Leamington or their surrounding area and you have used skate parts, DM me, either my personal Instagram, which is Boss Lady Skate, or DM the shop Instagram. And yeah, that's how you can hit us up. BlissSkateShop.com if you want to check out the any online products that we have.
Awesome. So you guys are doing like curbside, right?
Yes, we're doing curbside. Our curbside, I just
Awesome.
want people to know that people call me and they want to do curbside and like try to pick up right away. Like it doesn't work like that. I don't have someone sitting in the shop just waiting. Like this is, like when an order comes in, then I'm like, all right, let me send somebody there, or hopefully they put the order to the next day and I can tell my store manager, because people really think like I have someone sitting here just waiting for orders to come in. Like I don't have money to pay people like that. So if you want to do curbside, like 3 hours, 3 to 24 hours, and you can get your products, all right? Just so people know. Yes, we're doing curbside, but it's with limits. Yes.
All right, all right. So do you have anyone that you'd like to shout out?
Yeah. The whole Bliss team, all the followers, all the Bliss followers. Shout out to all of them. My mom for sure, because she's so happy. She's so proud of me. All the homies in Jamaica and all our followers around the world, man. Everybody. Like much love
Yeah.
to all the followers for sure, and just everyone who's been supporting the shop since day one. Like you guys are what's keeping it going right now. So I appreciate the love.
Wow. Well, you are out here doing amazing things. You're definitely inspirational. People are looking to you to make the next move, make some waves out here. So big up yourself. Okay,
Thank you.
Sasha, you're awesome. You're awesome.
Thank you
And I
so
just want to
much.
thank you for coming on the show today and joining us and giving us the 411.
Thank you. Thank you for
All
having me.
right. Oh, no problem, man. It was my pleasure. All right, you take care, and we'll
Thank
definitely
you.
be in touch.
All right,
All
peace.
right. Okay, bye. That was awesome, guys. Geez, that kind of makes me just a little bit makes me want to try getting back on that skateboard again. I'm not sure now. I'm not sure. Okay, guys, because it was like like trust me when I tell you I took a wipeout, okay? But I just might. I just might get back on that skateboard and just try a thing, you know what I mean? But first, what I'm gonna do is buy my son a proper skateboard because the skateboard that he has is too big, and I think maybe if he gets a smaller one, he might be able to maneuver better and try to get himself going better, and and then maybe with his smaller skateboard, I might feel more comfortable and get on that. Like, you never know, right? But guys, I just want to thank you guys for hopping on. If you did not see the live all the way, make sure you go back to the beginning, and we want to support Bliss Skate Shop. This is an awesome, awesome, awesome venture, okay? You definitely want to get out there to Windsor. Once everything opens back up, head out to the shop, get yourself aboard, get on them sidewalks, and just roll with it. You know what I mean? Keep it going. And I want to shout out everybody, guys. I want to shout you all out. Make sure you guys hit up What's the 411 next Monday, because of course we are bringing that great conversation. We are bringing some different individuals onto the show to share their expertise, their journey with us, and then of course motivation and inspiration, because we all need it. So thank you guys for joining What's the 411, and I will see you next week. Take care.